Welcome back to the 2020 Toronto Blue Jays sim. I'm JayBlue from Blue Jays From Away, the author of the 2020 Toronto Blue Jays Minor League Handbook, and away we go. We've actually already simmed this past week, so what we're going to do is we're just going to sum up what was going on this week, and we are at a 12-10 record. We're just going to go to our team schedule here and show you what happened. So we had a great week starting on Monday, the 13th of April. We faced the Twins and we swept the Twins. So that was a fantastic series. We won the first game 9-8. Bo Bichette hit a home run and a single. Here we are. We have a 2-for-3 game for Bo Bichette. Randall Grichuk also had 2 hits. So did Teoscar Hernandez. Vladdy Guerrero Jr. also hit a home run, as did Randall Grichuk. But Bichette hit the 2-run home run in the 8th. That really gave us the win. On the mound, Tanner Roark gave up 5 runs, but they were all unearned, as we got 2 errors from Cavan Biggio and an error from Randall Grichuk. Sam Gaviglio gave up 2 runs, Wilmer Font 1, but the end of the game, guys, the back of the bullpen really did a great job there. So player of the game, Bo Bichette. And that was our first game of this sim. We won 9-7 over the Twins with Rowdy Tellez hitting 3 home runs. That was a big game for Rowdy. Rowdy was 3-for-4, 3 blasts, and 4 RBI. Randall Grichuk also was 2-for-4. He's hitting 300 on the season. Vladdy Guerrero with another 3 hits to push his average to 356. On the mound, Matt Shoemaker blew up a little bit, giving up 3 home runs, 5 runs in total. Anthony Kay got the win, 1 earned run in 2 1/3 innings. Jordan Romano, another solid outing for Romano, and Ken Giles with the save. And to finish our sweep of the Twins, Chase Anderson had a great outing, earning a Player of the Game award, and he struck out 11 in 6 innings with 2 walks, 1 run, 5 hits. Shun Yamaguchi gave up another home run, and Rafael Dolis gave up a home run in 1 2/3 to finish the game. On the offensive side, Cavan Biggio, 3 hits, including a home run. Travis Shaw hit a home run, 2-for-4, and Vladdy Guerrero Jr., 2-for-5 with a home run. And that completed our sweep of the Twins. We faced the Tampa Bay Rays, a very strong team, and we ended up taking out 2 out of 3 against the Rays. The first one was a 4-2 win. Teoscar Hernandez did most of the damage with 2 home runs, hitting 1 in the 7th, 1 in the 9th. Guerrero had 2 hits as well, but it was really Teoscar Hernandez who did pretty much all the damage. On the mound, Trent Thornton with a strong outing, 1 earned run, 8 hits, 1 home run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts in 6 innings. Jordan Romano, another 2 scoreless innings. And Ken Giles, another save for him. That's 5 so far. We won the next one 5-3, another strong game with Hyunjin Ryu pitching really well. And Teoscar Hernandez with a 2-run single, another big game for him. And Hernandez was 1-for-3. We had hits from McGuire. Brandon Drury hit a double, and Bo Bichette was 2-for-5 with a double. And adding a stolen base. Ryu, 3 runs in 6 1/3 innings. Decent start, not bad at all. Anthony Bass, 2 scoreless, and Ken Giles, another save, and another scoreless inning for Kenny. And that's 6 for 100 Miles Giles. And we lost the last game of the sim with the Major League team. Bo Bichette, we really had just 1 hit, and that was a home run by Rowdy Tellez, who is now leading the team with 8. Tellez having a fantastic start. He's got an .875 slugging percentage to go with a .407 OBP. He's really, really mashing with the bat right now. Tanner Roark was hit hard. He gave up 2 home runs in 4 2/3 innings, 6 runs. But Anthony Kay with another solid outing, no runs, 2 2/3 innings. He's doing a lot of good stuff in that long relief role. So let's just take a look. Let's just take a look at what we've got here in our pitching staff so far. We have played 22 games. We are at April 20th, and Hyunjin Ryu is so far, he's our ace. 3.09. He's only got one win, so he hasn't had the best luck with run support. Matt Shoemaker is getting hammered. He's got a 13.81 ERA, and if this goes on too much longer, we're going to have to take a serious look at what's going on with him. Chase Anderson, he's probably got, a couple good starts, a couple not so great starts, 4.03. That's, pretty much what we're going to expect from him. Same thing with the 4.28 ERA from Tanner Roark. He's got a 1.39 whip. That is fine. And Trent Thornton with a 3.38 ERA. That's a nice surprise. I didn't think he'd be pitching that well to start the season. 5 walks, 18 strikeouts. That's a really nice ratio there. Anthony Kay is really excelling. He's got a 1.46 ERA, just 2 walks, 15 strikeouts in 12 1/3. So that's beautiful. Ken Giles striking out 14.5 per 9 innings. 1.93 ERA. Rafael Dolis not striking out a ton, but he's getting the job done with just a 2 ERA. And Jordan Romano has been fantastic, striking out a batter per inning and 0.82 ERA. On the offensive side, it's a little more mixed. Both of our catchers here are, I wouldn't say struggling too much. Danny Jansen's having a rough start to the year. Reese McGuire is doing a little better, but he's still below average. Travis Shaw is above average in his OPS. He's got a 380 on base. That's fantastic for the first baseman. 406 slugging. Not the best, but considering his batting average is 234, it's a 172 ISO, which is pretty good. It's not anywhere near elite, but, you're expecting it to be over 250 for it to be elite. Kevin Biggio he's doing okay, I guess. He's not really doing great. His batting average is low, so that OBP is low for him. It's probably about league average. Rowdy Tellez on fire. He's got a 542 ISO and a 1.282 slugging percentage, giving him OPS, and giving him a 237 OPS plus. That's pretty outstanding, leading the team with 8 home runs. Vladdy Guerrero Jr., very strong start, 164 OPS, 18 strikeouts, 9 walks. That's pretty good. It's not super elite or anything, but it's pretty good right now. And remember, he's just, I think, 21. Bo Bichette, not off to the best start. He's got a 91 OPS, so he's got to come up with a little bit with the bat. His OBP is only 295. Lourdes Gurriel is solid. Again, I'd like to see a better OBP from him, meaning more walks. But he's got a 113 OPS, definitely performing above league average. And Randall Grichuk is having a great start. 280, 352, 585, 5 home runs, 10 doubles. He's an extra base machine right now. He's got a 305 ISO and a 150 OPS. Derek Fisher is performing well whenever he gets the chance. So, that's great. It's him and Rowdy that are sort of battling it out for time at the DH spot. And they're both on fire and both really doing well. Teoscar Hernandez is not doing as well. So if this doesn't change, he's got a 69 OPS plus. If this doesn't change a little bit, he's going to lose playing time to Fisher, who will take over in right field. So we're going to head down to the Buffalo Bisons. The Buffalo Bisons, and we're going to go to their schedule. Here's their schedule. So the past week was pretty mixed. They were 3-4. They started off with a 4-1 win against the Pawtucket Red Sox. Patrick Kivlahan was the big bat here. He had a double and a home run, going 2 for 2 with a walk. Billy McKinney was 2 for 5. And Anthony Alford hit a double out of the leadoff spot, taking a walk as well. Sean Reed Foley came out of the game early, but that was because of a rain delay. He only had 70 pitches. 4 1/3 innings, 1 unearned run, and 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. That's actually, I'd say, pretty accurate for Sean Reed Foley when he's more on than off. Thomas Pannone, however, came in and just was outstanding. 8 strikeouts, 1 hit over 3 2/3 innings for the win. Ty Tice with the save. Another highlight was a 5-0 win against the Paw Sox. The winner of that one was Nate Pearson with 5 scoreless innings, striking out 5. Jackson McClelland also had a strong relief outing, but he did walk 3. Philippe Beaumont finished it off. Good days from Billy McKinney, who hit a home run, going 1 for 4. Santiago Espinal with 2 hits, including a double. Andy Burns with another 2 hits, and Riley Adams with 2 hits. Not going to go through every game, but we did have a couple of losses to the Rochester Red Wings. In the other win, we had a 6-4 win against Rochester. That was our only win against them. The pitcher on the mound was Sean Reed-Foley, striking out 10 with 4 earned runs in 8 1/3 innings. Again, this is a perfectly plausible outing for Sean Reed-Foley, and Ty Tice actually got the win because Reed-Foley came out at 99 pitches in the 9th. Early on, I'd probably do something similar. Offensively, Santiago Espinal had 3 hits, home runs from Jonathan Davis, Billy McKinney, and Patrick Kivlahan, while Mitch Walding also went deep. Riley Adams is off to a good start so far with a .333 batting average. Guys we're keeping an eye on, Anthony Alford is 1 for 4 with a .146. Mitch Walding, .220, but he had a good game, including the home run. Billy McKinney is having a strong start. Andy Burns is not off to a great start. Let's take a look at the New Hampshire Fisher Cats. The Fisher Cats were not the best this week. They were 3 and 4. Started off well against the Trenton Thunder, the New York Yankees AA club, winning 2 out of 3. But against the Hartford Yard Goats, they were 1 and 3. Against the Yard Goats, they're Colorado's AA team. So the loss here was, we were getting a lot of offense, including Alejandro Kirk, who was pretty hot in this sim. He hit a double and a home run in this game. Kevin Smith also hit a double. Christian Williams was 2 for 2. Josh Palacios, he's hitting 179, but that 3 for 5 game. Now at the end of the sim, he's down to 132, but he's taking a ton of walks with a 267 OBP, but he is struggling to start the season. Kevin Smith's another guy who's struggling. He has brought his average up to 189. As you can see, he's hitting 148 in this sim, game, but he's hitting 189 on the season, so hopefully he's turning things around. Demi Ormaloy is definitely struggling at the new level. He was in Dunedin last year at 139 batting average so far to start 2020 after playing in Dunedin in 2019. Vinny Capra hit a grand slam. He's hitting 250 on the season. He's a backup, so he's not getting a ton of time. And on the mound for the Fisher Cats, I just want to take a look at their pitching, show you guys. Joey Murray had a really good start. He's off to an amazing start. 16 strikeouts, 11 innings. He's 0-0. He hasn't gotten a win yet, but he's got 164 ERA. Elvis Luciano has been getting hit hard. He's only pitched 4 2/3 innings. Patrick Murphy had a good start this week, 8 innings. He's gotten 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Hector Perez, he has not been doing well. He's got 2 games, 4 1/3 innings, and 10.38 ERA. So Joey Murray is definitely our top guy in the rotation right now. Curtis Taylor is off to a very strong start. We're hoping to promote him to AAA at some point this year, but it'll all depend on, how many guys above him don't do well, so that we'll be able to let some of them go, create some space in Buffalo. As we've seen in our previous sims, we definitely have not got a lot of room in those staffs. So let's take a look here at the Dunedin Blue Jays. The Dunedin Blue Jays went 3 and 4. Again, the third minor league team to go 3 and 4 on this week. A couple wins against Lakeland, the Detroit Tigers Advanced Day Club. We had a nice 3-2 win here with a home run from Gabriel Moreno. His first of the year. Graham Spraker has had 2 good starts in his sim, so he's off to a great start. If you see his cumulative stats this year, he's got a 2.25 ERA, 11 strikeouts in 12 innings. Here we lost 1-0. That was a heartbreaker. We had just 4 hits, 2 from Reggie Pruitt, 1 from Griffin Conine, and 1 from Casey Clemens. Josh Winkowski with a solid start. He came out after 4 1/3 innings. We may try to leave him in a little bit longer. Jackson Rees had a good outing. Marcus Reyes and Brad Wilson finished it off for a very strong game overall for the pitching staff. Our worst game came here, a 21-3 loss to the Jupiter Hammerheads. They are the affiliate of the the Florida Marlins. It was just ugly. I mean, we scored 3 runs. Casey Clemens hit a double. Griffin Conine hit a double. Clemens drove in 2 runs. But Alek Manoah was just hammered, and he's really struggled so far this season. He gave up 7, 5 of them earned, and Maverick Bufo gave up another 8 runs, all earned in 2 1/3 innings. Emerson Jimenez and William Ouellette, who was actually released by the Blue Jays in reality in early April, one of a group of players who were released before they've sort of locked things down. And Alek Manoah, he's got a 14.29 ERA. It's not been pretty so far, so we might have to send him down to Lansing. We'll let him see if he can get his feet under him. Finally, we finished off with a 4-2 win. And again, Graham Spraker with that strong outing. He didn't get the win, but he definitely gave the Blue Jays a shot. On offense, we had a triple from Otto Lopez, doubles from Chavez Young, Casey Clemens, and Nick Podkul. Spraker was the player of the game here. I do want to point out, I think it was in this game, 12-8 lost at Simeon Woods. Richardson was injured. So he wasn't injured. He came out of the game very early. He was shelled. Reggie Pruitt was injured. And the way things are configured, I can't put a guy on the disabled list. So you can see I can do, transactions like waiving players, designate for assignment. I can promote and demote, but I can't put him on the injured list. Yes, so that was the Dunedin Blue Jays. We're going to the Lansing Lugnuts now. Lugnuts were more successful. They swept their series against the South Bend Cubs, winning all 3 games by 2 runs each. Then they split the series with the Dayton Dragons, winning 12-9, winning 2-1. Let's take a look at this 12-9 win. Again, Jordan Groshans had a big day. He went 5 for 5. He's hitting .292 at this point, and by the end of the sim, he was up to .321. He's not showing a ton of power. Groshans is also injured, and so he's on the injured list. So it says here, activate from injured list. I might be able to activate him, but he's still injured, so I'm not going to do that. I'll let the AI handle that. But he had 5 hits here. Outstanding game. Tanner Kerwer, a nice Canadian boy from Alberta, 3 for 4 with 3 RBI. Ronnie Brito, LJ Talley. I mean, the offense was just running on all cylinders, except, in this case, it got us a win. Jared DeCesare did not do well. Another interesting thing to look and see how the AI is playing things is they're playing Hagen Danner both ways. He pitched in this game, going 3 1/3, striking out 3, walking 3, 1 run, and he picked up the win. And if we take a look at Hagen Danner and we go pitching stats so far, he's got a 9 ERA, 5 innings pitched, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts. But if we go here into batting stats, we'll also see he played in 1 game, 4 at-bats, 2 hits, including a home run. So they are playing Hagen Danner both ways, and Danner hasn't pitched as a professional, but a lot of teams were thinking about drafting him as a pitcher. And I think he sort of agreed to terms with the Blue Jays because they were willing to let him catch and have him catch. He had a rough season last year. He hit for a lot of power in Lansing, but he also struck out a ton, and I think he hit, let's go back and check out his hitting. Last year he hit 170 with 254 OBP, 369 slugging, but he did hit 12 home runs, 8 doubles, 5 triples, but 96 strikeouts in 307 plate appearances. That's almost a third of the time. So it's he's got to work on that coming down. But it's interesting that they're using him as both a pitcher. But I actually think in this game, he really doesn't have much stuff. Yeah, his stuff is 25 potential. So he may have to be a full-time hitter, even though his stats, the way they look according to our scout, don't seem to be particularly great for his his home runs, anything other than his home runs, really. So we're just going to take a look at our batting stats so far. Andy McGuire, he's another guy who was drafted and played two ways for a year, but only pitched in 2019. And he was actually released by the Blue Jays in that batch of releases that saw Roman Fields go as well. McGuire is off to a great start with the bat. And with the arm, he's got a 3.98 ERA in 20 1/3 innings. I think he's actually in the starting rotation. But Philip Clark is doing most of the catching. He's struggling so far in his pro career. We need to get Yorman Rodriguez a little bit more time out there. He was great for both Lansing and Vancouver last year. Will Robertson, he's turning things around a little bit, but he's still got a 72 OPS plus. Tanner Morris is off to a solid start, slugging .565 with 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run. Remember, these guys have played maybe 10 games so far. Jesus Lopez is actually off to a great start. He, early in the sim, wasn't doing well, but he's turned things around. He was acquired in the Kendrys Morales deal last year. Ronnie Brito is struggling. He was acquired a couple years ago. McGregory Contreras also struggling. He struggled a lot last year with both Vancouver and Lansing. Cameron Eden is doing fairly well. 3 doubles, a home run. It's not a bad slash line. It looks like there's a lot of offense in this league. A 720 OPS should be about league average, but we can see that he's a little bit below league average. His WAR is negative 0.1. I do have some issues about the way they calculate WAR in this game. And DJ Neal is struggling. He's only got 1 walk, and he's at a 33 OPS. So we're going to let things go for about 30 games or so in the minor leagues before we make any decisions about what to do with whom. Let's take a look at the injuries. We have an injury to Jordan Groshans. I look at it and I think J, the OSH here, and I'm thinking something like Josh Groban or something. Jordan Groshans, he's hitting well so far, but he's got a sore back, so he's on the DL or the IL nowadays. Eric Pardinho is Tommy John surgery, and Edison Gonzalez tore his flexor tendon in his elbow, so he is gone for the year. And Gonzalez was one of the 2 pitchers, the other being Curtis Taylor, that the Blue Jays got in exchange for Eric Sogard last year, the 2 players to be named later who came over, I think, at the end of August. If we go to the Dunedin Blue Jays, we don't have anybody on the injured list, so that is great. New Hampshire, Thomas Hatch is on the injured list with back tightness. He's got a strong start to his season under his belt. And then we go to the Buffalo Bisons, and we have Tim Meza, who's on Tommy John surgery, and Kirby Snead went on the IL with a sprained elbow. We think he's going to be gone for another week. All right, so that is what is happening so far. Again, we're going to let things play out a little bit more before we go ahead and make any changes to the rosters. What we're seeing here is the Blue Jays are 12-10, so that's a really great start. Definitely better than we might have expected, so we're hoping that keeps up. The Buffalo Bisons are 5-6. They are 4th in their league. Sorry, they're 4 games back and 3rd in their division. The New Hampshire Fisher Cats are off to a very rough start, 5 games back, 5th in the Eastern Division of the Eastern League. Dunedin Blue Jays are 1 game back in 3rd place at a 5-5 record in the North Division of the Florida State League. And the Lansing Lugnuts are 2nd in their division, 1 game back with a 6-4 record. So that's going to be it for this sim. The Blue Jays are in a great position. We're just going to take a look at our standings here. And here are the Jays, 2nd place. They're behind the Tampa Bay Rays, who are off to an amazing 18-4 start to their season. The fact that we could take 2 out of 3 against them early in the season when they're this hot is actually really heartening to me and our chances for the year. The Red Sox are in 3rd, just a game and a half behind us, and the Orioles and the Yankees are bringing up the rear. Elsewhere in the majors, the Tigers are off to a fantastic start. They're the only team in their division over 500. The Houston Astros also off to a good start. Texas Rangers as well. They've got 3 teams over 500 in that West division. The Angels are off to a rough start. Let's see what the Angels are doing. And for batting average, Mike Trout has 7 home runs, but he's hitting 284, 386. So he's actually, doing Mike Trout things. But Albert Pujols looks like he's having almost a little career renaissance here. 305. He's got 6 home runs. So Albert Pujols is pulling his weight. Shohei Ohtani seems to be only pitching, maybe? Is he? He's got a 4.18 ERA. Is he hitting? Yes, he's hitting 2. Not bad, not bad. A 112 OPS plus so far. So Ohtani is definitely playing as a two-way player. I really like how this version of the game is letting you do that, so that you don't have to make a choice with someone like Shohei Ohtani. And let's look at the National League. Washington is in first place in their division, defending World Series champions. Milwaukee Brewers are off to a great start. They have tied for the best record in the National League with the Los Angeles Dodgers. And the Pittsburgh Pirates, nobody expected them to be really good, but it's good to see our friend Ben Cherington over there, former Blue Jays assistant general manager over there, pulling the strings. So hopefully they can turn things around, and maybe we'll meet them in the World Series in a couple of years. So that's going to be all. Thanks for joining me. I'm JayBlue. Thanks to GM Games for having us up on YouTube. Please click the like button and subscribe and that little bell thing to get some notifications. We plan on having a couple of updates a week, and we're going to keep looking at the minor league club. We're going to see what happens as these guys develop. If Shoemaker continues to get hammered the way he has been, you never know. We may see our good friend Nate Pearson coming up by May, so that's something to watch out for. Shoemaker is scheduled to make our next start tomorrow against the Boston Red Sox, against former Blue Jay Marcus Walden. So come on back, tune in, and we hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot.